My name is Amanda Barney and I'm with Teem Fish Monitoring. Teem Fish is an electronic monitoring company, which in a nutshell means that we put custom-built computers and cameras on board commercial fishing vessels. This information is married to GPS data and some sensor data to give us the ability to collect transparent, auditable, and reliable data as we look at changing ocean conditions and we look at the implications of the climate change. We know that fishing is going to look different. And so electronic monitoring, the type that we do with highly innovative hardware and software technology coupled with AI analytics, means that we can collect more data in a less expensive way. Canada is many things, but we are certainly an ocean economy. I think that to try to grow it in the next 10 years is really smart. I think Teem Fish has a huge part to play in that growth because fisheries and the fisheries economy are so critical to make sure that we have access to fish as a food source, as a livelihood, as a coming together of people. It has to be part of the next 10 or 15 years in Canada. Being a member of Canada's Ocean Supercluster has really helped accelerate Teem Fish's visibility, not only in Canada, but globally. We have talked about and done work around the integration of AI into our monitoring for years, but it's been hard to get traction with some regulators, and it's been hard to get buy-in from different industry members. And suddenly there was this really nice perfect storm of joining Canada's Ocean Supercluster, starting our work in bringing AI into electronic monitoring, and a real global upswing in an understanding and acceptance of AI. And through our membership with Canada's Ocean Supercluster, we are known in Canada and we suddenly have a presence that we've never had before. We have to make people remember that it's really a beautiful privilege to eat fish and that we need to treat it well, and we need to remember that it's a finite resource. We have this ability to collect way more data than we ever have before for way less money than it took. But then suddenly we were dealing with the problem of like, holy moly, look at all of this data, look at all of this footage. How are we possibly going to get through it, analyze it, and turn it into useful information for decision makers, industry members, fishermen? And that's where AI comes in. And in order to have cameras or sensors or some level of data collection on hundreds of thousands of vessels, you need to make sure that that technology is going to work with economies of scale in mind. We want to change the way fisheries management is done globally, and so we put forth a system that was operating under that new model. It was modular. It was forward-thinking. How can we get you better data faster and cheaper? When I think about how we can take advantage of the other amazing innovations that are happening in the supercluster, I love to think about data integration, and I really want to consider how do we stop fisheries data from being isolated and make sure that it's part of oceanographic data and part of climate data. So it's a perfect spot for us to be.